Hello, I'm Bill Monroe, and welcome to episode 77 of 2-Minute Talk Tips. This week's tip comes to us from special guest Patricia Missakian.
One mindset that shifted everything for me because in the beginning of my business, I had this huge discrepancy of, I would invite people for a webinar and I would have like 3,000 attendees in Portuguese and 300 attendees in English, which was still very good for doing a few ads for a week. But still, I had these huge results from Brazil. And when I look at it, for me, it was my own self-confidence because I didn't thought my English was good enough. I thought people would not understand me. And then I shifted that. I shifted to if I show up and I empower the life of one person, I'm on purpose. So that's my tip. You can borrow this, this mindset. Anytime you're going to do a Facebook Live, anytime you're going to show up somewhere, if I show up and empower the lives of one person, I'm on purpose. And that's all it matters. That one person that will have, something's going to shift for them from hearing your story. Because your story can heal one person, many people. But if, set that mindset, if one person get their lives transformed by this live, I'm on purpose. And everything gets easier.
Stick around. And after the break, we'll hear more from Patricia and learn just what the heck Akashic Records are. Welcome back. I met Patricia through Facebook, and we had a great chat about her journey from massage therapist to speaker and coach. There are a few great takeaways in her story, including how she shifted her mindset around her perceived limitations with English as a second language, and, in what's becoming a theme for the show lately, how she used technology to go ahead and create her own international stage. We also talk about Akashic Records, since that is a big part of Patricia's life. While this is a spiritual concept, we discuss it in more of a secular context. So regardless of how you feel about these spiritual concepts, there is still a lot of value in this episode. Patricia Missakian is an international speaker, coach, and spiritual teacher. She's the founder of the Akashic Records Institute, a school for spiritual development, specializes in uncovering and releasing old beliefs that block success in finances, relationships, and health. Accessing the Akashic Records, Patricia guides clients to align themselves, pinpoint money blocks, and discover how to break through these blocks to achieve their full potential. Born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Patricia now lives in Glendale, California, with her family, enjoying her kids and working with clients. She brings together her Brazilian roots, colorful creativity, positive energy, genuine happiness, advanced training, and unquestionable mystical connection to everything she does. Now, let's meet Patricia. Welcome to 2-Minute Talk Tips, Patricia. I'm thrilled you're able to join us today.
Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Now, we've talked a little bit, and from what I've read a little bit about your work online, and you have a really interesting background and approach to things that, I don't hear about from a ton of speakers. But so you teach folks about healing, about Akashic Records, intuition, and how to create a prosperous business. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what that all means?
Sure. Well, the Akashic Records are a collection of all your memories, experiences, and lessons that you have throughout your lifetime. So as you live memory by memory, as you're living right now, this experience that we're having now soon is going to be a memory from the past, right? So of course, consciously, we don't remember all our experiences. But what happens is that every single experiences that we have we make something out of it. We make an interpretation of that experience, of that memory, right? So if when you were young and you wanted to say something to your parents, for example, and your parents were busy doing something else, they may have turned you off. And as you grow up, you may feel like nobody wants to hear what you have to say, right? So all these assumptions and unconscious contracts that you create with yourself or others, they stay within your body, with your energetic system. And your ego can use that to self-sabotage yourself. So the angle that I come in, I help people to free their beliefs and emotions created by their memories, so they can live their dreams in their life, go forward towards what they wanted to achieve in their life today.
That's an interesting approach of looking at these things. I've been doing my own deeper dives into the fields of neurology over the last year or so, and have come to begun thinking more and more about things like memories and how, pretty much everything we've experienced, we have a memory of it. We just usually don't have an index entry in our brain that allows us to find that memory, but it's still buried there in the brain someplace.
Exactly. And I teach people how to access those memories and understand, where they're holding them back because of the interpretations that they had from that particular memory.
Some of the things we've been talking about over the last several episodes is the idea that even in the case of if you think you're a bad speaker or you think you can't be an effective speaker, maybe because of an early experience, that sort of defines how you hit the stage or how you get in front of an audience now. And it's not really helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah, I see everyone as powerful. You have the power to create and design your life exactly as you wish. So you just have to make sure that your ego don't use your old memories to hold you back. And that is the easy part. You can go in and clear these blockages created by that particular experience from the memories.
The mind has an incredible power to redefine things as normal, even in circumstances where you find yourself limiting yourself. Your brain tends to just say, well, that's just the way it is. And it doesn't have to be. You don't have to accept what your brain tells you is just normal and what is going to be normal for the course of your life.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're always going to stay stuck. You're not going to grow and you're not going to create what you're here to create. Absolutely.
So you're doing a lot more speaking now to groups and online and conversations like this, and that is fantastic. But that wasn't always the case for you, was it?
No, it wasn't. A few years ago, before I had my online business, I had a healing practice. And I remember that there was one time that I was invited to participate in like a breakfast networking kind of thing. And they had a microphone and everybody that was having the breakfast supposed to go up in the stage and talk in the microphone for like a minute about what you do.
And that's one of those things that's real interesting. When somebody starts passing around a microphone, there are people like me who will put a death grip on that microphone and never want to let go of it. And other folks in that room who, feel as soon as they touch that microphone, it's going to burn their hand and cause extreme pain.
Absolutely. And at the time, what I was doing healing sessions. So I was not speaking at all, not even much with my clients, right? And so that was the very first time that I got a microphone in my hands. And I was so shy and I was shaking so much. And I remember people were, I was talking, I was like, hi, I'm Patricia. I could hear someone saying, talk louder or something. So, and I look forward today, I'm one of those people. If I get the microphone, you're not going to get out of me. But at that time, that was something that was really a breakthrough for me. There was really a struggle, and that got my attention that, wow, that is something here to look at. And So a little after that, I went online and I created my whole online business, and I started 101, and now I teach for thousands of people online. I have clients all over the world. And one interesting thing is that I developed this session that is called Akashic Clearings, where because I'm a sensitive, I can feel in an energy of a group what people are ready to release. And so by helping my clients or releasing their fears, or, a fear of being judged, or fear, those are all the things that most of the time hold you back from becoming a better speaker, right? What people are going to think about what I have to say, worrying about to be liked, and all those unconscious needs that people have. So I start clearing that on my clients. And as you heal others, you also understand where you need to heal things. And that made a huge piece for me to today feel comfortable about speaking in my second language, because English is not my first language. So I cannot, I feel like I'm the proof test of, that is possible, that anything is possible when you see what you want to change and where you want to go. So it's so important.
So were there particular steps you took to heal your own blockages and to get comfortable holding that mic?
Well, definitely doing things online helped me, because in the beginning, when I was doing things online, I would write what I wanted to say, right? And I would be able to read that and have like images on the screen, right? And then Facebook Live came about. So then with Facebook Live, I just had like 3 topics that I want to talk about, and then you turn on the camera and just start talking. And this, I feel like the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The other part is I embraced my authenticity. I embraced that English is not my first language. And I have something that is so much more profound that I teach people, that those who are meant to hear this message are not going to care if, my English is perfect, if it's not, if I have an accent or not. If they are caring, they're not my clients. So I feel like I embraced more my authenticity, who I am and who I'm here to help.
You've also spoken both in the U.S. extensively as well as in Brazil, and I think that's really interesting how that came about with your speaking opportunity there. Can you tell us a little bit about that background?
Absolutely, yeah. The last year, I really wanted to start speaking in events. So I remember that I had 2 opportunities to speak in here in the United States. So I spoke at my coach's Leave a Message stage. And I also spoke at Infinite Receiving, which was an event that happened in Dallas. And I had another group that invited me to speak in New York. So I had these 3 events that just happened like very magically. It was amazing events to be a part of. And I had the desire, to do my own event. So I put it out there in the universe, and I started doing Facebook Lives for Brazil from here, from United States. And I have a huge followers in Brazil, as well as here, but in Brazil also. So, and I wanted to do it in my main language. So I put it out there, and I asked the question, would you guys like me to come to Brazil to do a 3-day event? And the results were amazing. So we ended up filling up a 50 people event in Brazil, and people all over Brazil travel for this event. And it was just amazing. So I created my own 3-day event in Brazil, and I filled it up the event just by doing Facebook Lives. That was pretty much it.
Well, that's fantastic. And what I really like about that is, of course, obviously we have the intersection of technology, and if technology is involved, I'm already interested. But the idea of, and this is something we see with podcasting as well. In the past, if you wanted to speak someplace, you either needed to haul your soapbox to the street corner and just start talking there, or you needed to wait for somebody else to give you a stage, to give you a platform, for those opportunities to come to you. But what you've done is you wanted to speak internationally. So you just went ahead and created your own stage to be able to go out and reach out through just the available technology, through that network, that audience, that community you've already built, to be able to go ahead and pull something together. And that's a really interesting lesson, is that you don't have to wait for somebody else. You can go ahead and do it. And there are people interested in your message. They'll come out to hear it, and they'll come out to learn more and to experience that community in real life. So what was the coolest thing about being able to pull that event together?
That's a great question. I feel like the connection, some of the people that came, they were students of mine that, did some of my Akashic Records certification program. Some of them, they were just, I have never met them. They were just like watching my Facebook Live, and they joined the event from it. So it was just a beautiful connection to actually be able to hug the people that, you only see the little comments here and there on my fan page or, on my lives. And so that, in-person connection, it's priceless. It's just so beautiful. And then, hear the testimonials of, when they start following me, and, how much their life changed by participating in the lives or the classes or, whatever it is that they did. So it was just very, very loving, amazing energy. Every single person that was there every single one of that 50 people that was in that event, I was able to actually talk to them, to hug them, and to hear their stories and know where they're coming from. So I felt a lot closer to my tribe. I call my tribe, right? Those that are. So yeah, it was just amazing. I think that's the most important, the in-person connection.
What else is there that you wish other speakers knew? Because I know you'll probably encounter a lot of speakers through your own training, through your own programs of people that you help, opportunities you go to learn more, and you see a whole lot of good speakers and a whole lot of speakers who definitely have some growth opportunities. What do you wish more speakers knew?
I have to say, talk from their heart, right? One thing is, for me, what I like to see in a speaker is to see them bringing the message and talking from their hearts, talking from their truth, and not with, having this like back agenda on the mind and memorizing the thing that they want to say. I feel, for me, I like so much more someone that just show up, speak from their heart, and is authentic, right? Being yourself is so important.
That's one of those things I generally advise people not to memorize a talk they want to give. Don't memorize it, internalize it. Because when you're speaking about things that are important to you and ideas that you've internalized, you can, sometimes if you're giving a talk multiple times, you can end up giving the exact same speech, but it's not because it's memorized. It's because you're spontaneously generating it in the same way each time, because you've internalized those beliefs and those ideas so well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So who should be reaching out to you to work with you on your programs and to become one of your students?
So the main core of my work is helping people to release what they are holding on that is holding them back in life. So someone that feels like they have this gift, and they may know or may not know what it is, but they know that they are holding themselves back from reaching out to people and offering their services, because that is, I see a lot of people with amazing talented gifts, but they don't share about the work. And there is this piece that if you're not marketing what you do, if you're not sharing your gifts, people are not going to find you, and you're not going to be able to continue growing and sharing your gifts with more people, right? And they're all this, there is somewhere that you hold yourself back to fully show up in a way that will allow people to find you. Because if you keep your gift for yourself, your ideal clients are not going to find you. And the people that are meant to receive the transformation from you really only can get it from you, right? There is different people that get attracted to different people. But if you're not showing up, the people that are meant to be helped by you may never change their life.
What I think is really interesting is often we have this perception that we shouldn't go out and talk about ourselves, that we shouldn't, that doing that is just bragging and that, but, really if we believe that we have something to offer, not sharing that is doing a disservice to the other folks out there in the world who could benefit from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always tell my students, I cannot help everyone. So, they need to go out and help those that are in alignment with them. And if you see, there is very big coaches and speakers out there, right? But some people may not be in the place to help them. So where you are, you're listening to this podcast, where you are is the perfect place for your ideal clients to be helped by you, because they cannot be helped by others, other coach or, because there is something very special that comes from each person that can help their ideal clients. So if you don't show up, if you don't share your gifts, they may never receive the transformation that they are here to receive.
So Patricia, if people want to know more about you and what you're up to, where should they go?
Come visit me at my website, Akashic Records Institute, and you should have in the notes.
Absolutely. That will be in the show notes along with all the other links we talk about, and we'll make it easy to find.
And I have a YouTube channel, and I also have a fan page. It's all with the same name, Akashic Records Institute.
Fantastic. And we'll also link out to your Facebook page so folks can check out some of those Facebook Lives you've done.
Sounds awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And thank you so much for being here. This has been fantastic. I think folks will get a lot out of it.
Very good. Very good. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
I really enjoyed chatting with Patricia. What are your thoughts on breaking through the blocks to your success? Let us know in the comments over at 2minutetalktips.com/Patricia. Check out AkashicRecordsInstitute.com to learn more about how you can work with Patricia. Adapt your mindset to focusing on helping one person in your audience. And do you know someone who might benefit from this episode? Go ahead and send them the link to 2minutetalktips.com/Patricia. And of course, as always, don't get best, get better. Thanks a lot. I'm Bill Monroe, and I'll talk to you next week.
Two-Minute Talk Tips is a proud production of the Currently Speaking Podcast Network.